All right, all right. Hello, everybody. Making the grand entrance. I really need some hype music coming from the music business. I need the speaker thing, but because of music laws, we can't really do that. But I'm so happy to have all of you here today. I am Tiana Smith with TianaSmithCoaching.com, CEO of the Seven Figure Club, which is everywhere around here. I'd love to know in the comments if you can see and hear me. Type the number 1 and let me know where you're coming in live from. I just always love doing these online workshops and seeing where everybody's coming in live from. I'm also double checking with my team right now to make sure that everybody is there and can see me. Okay, great. I'm seeing some people coming in. So feel free to share this on your page if you are watching it on social, or if you're watching it here on my live watch page. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, a couple things before we begin. And again, please do, if you want to put in the links where you're tuning in from. I can see some comments, not everyone will come up there. So, over here, I just want to say make sure to close down all windows. We're going to dive in. I'm really going to treat you like you are my VIP client today. So type VIP in the comments if you are ready to learn about these proven systems in a 3-step framework to grow your business to consistent 30K to 100K months. So in the comments, I would love to know where you're at with that. And I really want to welcome you today. So welcome, welcome. I see everybody jumping in and it's so exciting. So here's the thing, you're in the right place if you have a coaching or consulting business or local business, if you're an entrepreneur, but you're struggling to get consistent paying clients. Let me know in the comments, do you have a small business? Are you an entrepreneur? Maybe you're a hybrid of a coach or a course creator. Let's hear it in the comments, as this is live and I cater it to all of you who are contributing. You're also in the right place if you have a program in place or an offer, but you're not sure it's actually attracting the right kinds of clients. Also, AKA people who have money to invest, and you feel like you have to keep lowering your prices to get a sale. Nobody likes that, right? And you want a clear step-by-step system to build a profitable coaching or course hybrid business that works on autopilot so that you can stop trading time for money and create scalable income streams. So I'd love to know in the comments, 1, 2, or 3 with these bullet points, which one you relate the most to or which one you want the most, 1, 2, or 3. Now, this masterclass may not be for you if you're just here for another free class, but you don't want to apply any of it to change your life and business. I'm sure that's not you. You plan on watching this entire free presentation and high level strategy and then get offended or upset when I offer you an opportunity to invest. Or you're just here to criticize and critique me. That's when we say, okay, see you, never. All right. But if you're still here, then I'm going to assume that you are all in like me and we're going to have a really good time. So here's my promise for the next 45 minutes or so, and then we're going to do coaching and I'll stay on for as many questions as you have. This is also a VIP strategy session at the end. So I will deliver as much as I possibly can. Nothing I teach today is theory. Okay. This is proven systems, having been in business, have my master's degree in marketing, and served over 10,000 clients. Okay. So everything you'll learn has already been tested and proven to work. Let's put your favorite GIF or put an exclamation mark in the comments if that sounds good to you. So just like anything in life, though, it's energy for energy. So what I'm asking is that you keep an open mind about the new information you're going to learn today and have a can-do attitude, okay? That you treat me and everybody else here with respect. And you can take plenty of notes, you can take screenshots, and you can begin to implement what you learn, okay? So here's some tips. I talked about this at the beginning. You want to get in a quiet room, turn off your phone so you can devote your full attention to this training. Now, listen, I get it. If you're a stay-at-home mom or dad, or maybe you're at work and you're dreaming of this life that you could actually quit the full-time job or quit a full-time practice, I get it. Have the earbud in. do what you can do, but definitely stay to the end, because for those of you who are live today, there's a 15-minute window at the end that you're going to get a very special offer to be invited to join me. I'm not going to pitch throughout this process. I will let you know at the end that you will have the opportunity to join the program that you're going to learn about. But this is actually a training. That's the way I like to learn, is where, like, of course, if somebody presents something cool, I'd be interested in buying, but I really want to see what they have to offer first. So I want to really give you a transformation today. So I'm going to be breaking down my intellectual property 4-step system. Okay. So here's what you're going to be learning. 3 of the biggest mistakes to avoid with your coaching or course business, or just any kind of business. It's actually a 4-step framework for creating a profitable business online. This is based on attraction and permission-based marketing. Raise your hand if you're into that. You don't want to chase, you want to attract, you want to match energy for energy. Type energy in the comments. And then the systems you need in place to finally automate leads and sales. And we're talking dream clients here, and dominate your competition online. It's a part of my 7-figure club framework that I title A2D, which stands for Automate to Dominate. It's fun, right? I love rhyming. I'm a songwriter. So now I will let you know, if you stay until the end, I offer 2 extra bonuses that I just like to talk about here at the front. There's the sold out method, which is how to grow your online audience and sell out your business in 30 days or less in about an hour of day of marketing. I've proven this over and over. I've run boot camps for this. It's really exciting. The second potential bonus is that there's a make an extra $2,000 from your social media following like fast. Like essentially, like, you want a quick ROI. How do you generate that in honestly a couple days? So that's one of my fast action bonuses. I'd love to know in the comments, 1 or 2, 1 gets sold out, 2, an extra 2K cash, just grabbing it right there. Which one appeals to you most? I'd love you to vote in the comments, 1 or 2. All right, you guys ready now? Let's dive in. Okay, 1s and 2s. Okay, fantastic. Looks like a lot of 2s. People want that 2K, 5K quick cash injection. Who doesn't? Who doesn't want an extra 5K for the weekend, right? All right, so a place you could easily spend $5,000, IKEA, or not that easily. Their prices are pretty good, but so who loves IKEA in the comments? Put IKEA or just or let me know if you love another furniture store. My son is the one who just loves IKEA. He really loves it. So I've had a lot of experience going there and helping him with projects. So I want to give you, we were going to pretend that we're going to have a reward right now, and it has to do with IKEA. And here's the deal. We're going to pretend like we are having a competition and the winner gets $100,000. And here's how you would win this pretend competition. You're going to have to put together this IKEA loft bed, okay? Anyone who's put together stuff knows it can be complicated, right? So here's the thing. There's really no rules as to how fast you can put it together. So here's the question. Would you rather take a few $1,000s off the top and hire an IKEA person who their only job is every day is to put together that exact loft bed? Let's say you're like, hey, here's 5K, and then I'll give you a bonus, but I'm going to win 100K, and she's getting 5K, and amazing. Or would you like to do it slow and be like, I don't need to spend this upfront money. I don't want to take that risk. What if somebody beats me? You know, all the thoughts that go through our heads, and just put it together piece by piece. So I'd love to know in the comments, 1 or 2. 1 is with the IKEA help. You're going to invest up front, try and give it your best bet to hit that 100K first and win that prize. Or 2, you're just going to try and DIY, do it yourself. Let's hear it in the comments, 1 or 2. Which one are you going for? Okay. So as you probably know, we're going to circle back to that at the end about investing and learning things. And so today you're investing your time, and so am I. We're both here together. And so I want to share with you about how creating funnels to get people off social media and into my business has been the #1 way I've grown my business, and for my clients as well. But it wasn't the funnels themselves that made the biggest impact. As we all know, there's a lot of people out there like, oh, I'll make you a funnel for free or a website for free. Nothing's for free, by the way. It is still your time and energy, or $1,000, because it's not just any funnel that does this, friends, okay? It's what I did inside the funnels every step of the way that mattered most. And I'm going to break that down for you today. So who am I? I'm Tiana Smith with the Seven Figure Club. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, and when I'm not helping other people nail their online marketing, you can find me out and about with my little dogs. Well, I have four. This is our newest one, Lacey Ray. This is one of our kids, Weston. We have three other ones. And just out and about. And that's my handsome hubby, Eli, who just retired from the Air Force. Go, Eli. He's probably on here. He also helps in our team too, but he's still in a retirement phase right now. So, yeah. So right here, these are the systems, and I've been teaching them for over 15 years that have generated over 60,000 leads just for myself. We're not talking about my client results, and automated seven figures in sales. So everything from my one-to-one services, courses, planners, a hybrid business. I'd love to know in the comments again, what are you selling? Okay. Because it's really exciting that we can sell anything. We can drive people to our local business. We can qualify high ticket buyers if you're in real estate or investing. I've done it for all these different niches for 20 years. And these are the systems. And the key here, my friends, is you want to get people off social media and get them onto your own email list and into your ecosystem, because you own that. You do not own social media. I want you to put in there, social media is rented. So it can be removed at any time. Somebody could hack you, somebody could complain, and it's over. You could lose hundreds of thousands of leads, or even just thousands or hundreds of leads that equate to millions of dollars. Okay, so we don't want to do that. So where this all began was when I really started to dive into funnels. I was already building websites. I had already worked in the music business, but then I had an idea. I heard about funnels, I heard about webinars, and I really wondered if I could be a part of that. This whole automating leads and sales while you sleep or while you're out busy living life, right? Back in 2015, I had a little toddler, another young baby. They were about like 2 and 4 at the time. And I was an underpaid social media manager getting results for everybody else, but really was undercharging. I had a dream to start my own consulting business that would bring in 10K a month. 10K a month. I really wanted to hit that 6-figure goal, right? Anybody else in here want at least the 10K? Maybe you're more closer to starting out. I know this webinar talked about 30 to 50K to 100K months, and you absolutely can, and we have. But I want you to know, if you are also starting, you can get there a lot faster with these systems, right? And at that time, I had zero email list and zero following too. I really had done one-to-one reach outs in my local business economy with my marketing agency. So I wasn't putting my own brand out there. Okay. And I will tell you, friends and family really thought I was nuts. I also was in a circle of people that was like, why do you need any extra money? Just like let your husband take care of you. Just the thing I want to pull apart right here is, don't tell everyone your dream. They don't deserve to know it. I just remember going all in, that I don't care if anybody believes I can do it. And there was this quote I heard at the time when I started to do some of this business training that said, if they're not paying your bills and they're not raising your kids, they have no say in it. And that really gave me a lot of fire beneath me to keep going. So let me break this down for you so that maybe you can see a timeline of mine and think about right now. So it's January 2015. Right now we're March 2026. But I want you to think about this for your own life. And this was without a system that I'm teaching you. I was just figuring it out. Okay. My business sales really were not growing. I don't know how many times I thought about giving up. In that next month though, I had some meetings with some people. I got some mentoring. I was like, that's it. I'm going to go all in. I'm going to stop doubting myself as much as possible. And by that August, I'd actually had my first 5-figure month. I kept going between 5 to 7K, which was a big deal at that time, even for me, because I'd started closer to 1,000 a month. And then I shot from about 5K to 17K in 1 month. I pushed the gas pedal, and this was without paid ads at the time. It was really exciting. And by that year, by December, I'd actually had my first 27K month. And fast forward several years, I've closed a couple million by myself through solopreneur and contractor work. And I've helped my clients. Now it's way over 40 million and counting. So it's pretty cool. So I'd love to know in the comments, where are you at? You can share if you're just at the beginning of your journey, if you're just frustrated, put it in the comments, let me know. So it all started with these funnel systems when I started to have those breakthroughs where I took people off social media. Okay. So these systems can help you add thousands to your email list every single month. It gave me direct insight into what my audience wants so that when I have created offers, I already A/B test those offers. Chat is great and AI is okay, but the truth is there's a lot of cyclical circles with it. Unless you have truly an expert coming at it to even ask for the right things in there, it doesn't always work, is what I want you to know about that. So we're going to still ask the audience in different things so that we can really get immediate feedback. Okay. It also enables me to build a lot of excitement for each product or each course so that I have high ticket sales month after month. And I believe in a cart is always open, no stressful launches. So I'd love to know in the comments, as usual, 1, 2, or 3, which one of these would help you kind of have this hope, have a plan as you're going through things to really give yourself some speed. So, most importantly, though, more than just financial income, right? I'm not overworked and scrounging for clients who don't respect my boundaries. These systems help me easily generate enough income to support my family without hustling for sales 24/7. I get to work when I want with who I want from wherever I want. And so, yes, I actually do have a local large warehouse and entrepreneur space that is a part of my dream, but it's not just open for anybody. It's not walk-in traffic. It's by appointment only. We can travel when we need to, get to have fun. So I'd love you to put freedom in the comments if you are also looking for a freedom business that supports you. It's not just that you want to make more money, it's that you want to have the time, the peace, the relaxation, the self-care as well. It is really about creating a life you love. Okay? So let's talk about the 3 major mistakes to avoid with your online marketing. And also, one thing is, I'm going to have my assistant Lucy. If you could grab a form, Lucy, out of my Go High Level account, and it's going to be a Q&A for people. And if it could just say name, email, cell, and a question, and that way we can put it here in the comments. And if any of you at the end of this have any questions you want to ask, not just in chat, you can fill that out. And so we'll put that link there soon. So there's 3 major mistakes to avoid with your online marketing. And before we dive into that, Dr. Liz is one of my clients for several years. And like me, before she had hired me, I had been through certain mistakes. So had she. But ever since us working together, she started closing her own new high ticket clients, getting out of the whole hourly therapy business. And now she's an Amazon bestseller with her book and workbook. And we've actually been developing a brand new program for her to sell one to many. So it's really cool that, these mistakes that I had made took years to learn, I've been able to apply to my clients. So one of them is copying someone else's branding and funnels and then expecting instant leads and sales. And this is kind of back to what I talked about. It's not just about like having a funnel or having a website. Is it working? Is it authentically you? Is this your custom, this when you see somebody's website and you see their social media, it's a part of you. So your brand and funnel should be custom to you and to the ideal clients that you want to attract. Every step of the way should be very intentional. And I really want you to let it go. I want you to stop thinking that funnels are too hard for you. Okay. Funnels can make it so easy to attract your dream clients. I really like to say that I put the fun back in funnels. And I know some other people have said that before, but I said it first because I've been on the scene the longest. It's been a long, long time. Okay, so over here though, mistake number 2. Let's put a 2 in the comments if you're ready for this or if you relate with this one. Winging it on social media without a strategy or system. And I was guilty of that. When you think back on those pictures where you're just like this exhausted parent or like you've got your head on the table, you're like, why isn't this working? Spending hours a day on social media, guessing what to post or who is going to buy from you is just not sustainable. And it really doesn't work. If you're spending more than 30, maybe 60 minutes a day on social media, you're doing something wrong. There is a better way. I want to teach you how to automate everything. Okay. So it's not that we're not like sitting down and coming up with ideas, but once those ideas are in place, there are so many cool tools and systems to put it out there, automate a month of content from what you create, do that in a couple hours a month rather than this daily hours, things like that. There's a system that I can teach you to do that. Here's what systems will help you get. New followers following you on social media every day. New subscribers, this is the most important one, by the way, added to your email text list every way. Well, it's second important. New content scheduled and shared daily. And all this is aligned with you. It's not just random. It's not just AI. No. I don't believe in that. It's about content that hits. It's about videos. It's about your voice. If you want to write this down too, I was taught this years ago, and I think it's the most important that it's ever been. Never outsource your voice. If you want to use AI to help improve your voice, that's one thing. But this whole, like, you're not even putting your own thoughts, your own thing. What are you going to do when people want to interview you on a podcast or on YouTube or on television? You have to practice using your voice, and the content is the place to do that. And then the most important one really is new sales and repeat buyers and referrals generated every day. So which one of these I'd love to know, do you struggle with the most? Which one are you constantly finding an obstacle to overcome? Put it in the comments. Is it followers? Followers aren't the most important, by the way, but your list building, content, and sales. And they are all interconnected. You can't do one without the other. You actually need them all. And I do want you to really stop overwhelming yourself and your followers with too much content that isn't working. So there is a balance to that as well. Okay. We're not going to guess here. The truth is this: if you're putting out content that just isn't fully aligned with your offers, it can be overwhelming for you and draining, and also overwhelming for them. Your audience needs clarity, not 10 new worksheets, new offers, new checklists, new blog posts, new this and that. No, it is all about having a streamlined level of your ecosystem that it's very clear what your offer is, what you talk about matches with that, the free offers, the paid offers, all are connected. Put C for connected in the comments. Like, we want this all together. Okay. Now, mistake number 3 is assuming sales would just happen on their own, right? And I've been guilty of this too, like where if you're just like, I'll just post that, they should come to me. It's not how it works. So let's jump into the 4-step framework, this intellectual property, this system I have developed. I want to share it with you, but I like to lead with a few of the critical mistakes to make you, not to help you. I don't want you to feel guilty. What we want is like, oh, okay, maybe I need to dial that in. I'm not alone in this. Okay, I'm not the only one feeling this way. What you really need is a profitable offer and a funnel framework in place. Okay. And here's a false belief: you have to work harder and longer in order to make more money. If I can just work more, that we all know that's not true. It's not necessarily the hardest working people that make the most money. We want to learn to press the easy button. Guys, anybody know the easy button? That was easy. And that's what systems and funnels can do for you. So back to my timeline, within 1 year, I had 3,000 new email subscribers and I'd made over 100,000 after I never even hit maybe 40K. So you can go fast. And that was with me winging it and figuring out the systems. I want you to imagine, if you're not already at steady 100K up to 250K, how fast could you get there when you have somebody who's done it before? Okay. And also, just so you know, that was actually from me selling low ticket at the time. So I was selling a $27 product and I had like an $800 to $1,000 service upsell to some of those clients. I was not charging the prices I charge now. So that was a lot of clientele. And did not have affiliates. I did not have webinars at that time. And I definitely did not have a team. But I did learn. I did it myself though. So I learned these funnel systems with the website and the email list. And I want you to think that this is possible for you, because you might be thinking, I could never get to 10,000 a month that fast, or 20,000 or 30,000, right? But I'm telling you, that's not true. This is one of my many students report celebrating the first launch of my membership with 5-figure sales. So meaning that like having 4 zeros behind it or more. So over $10,000. And I think she actually had 18K on that one just after about 30 days to 6 weeks working with the system. Another one of my clients, she'd never made, I don't think she'd even had a sale, and she was underpricing her coursework, a Canadian psychotherapist, and she was only converting like maybe 10% of the sales calls that she had. And we actually created this whole one of the other funnels that I taught her to build. And she went up to 15,000 Canadian and it was over 12,000 USD. So here's a list of some like going up from like smaller to larger. And I have many, many, many more success stories, but I want you to kind of look at wherever you're at, like which one is it? So like Dr. Barbara having 15K on one launch and we didn't even use ads. Or now Jen, she had the 18K. And then I actually checked in with her a couple months ago. She'd hit 40 or 50K month. Ani had 100K 8 weeks after launching the systems. Kathy Heller did 180K in 9 weeks. It was like 9 to 12 weeks. And then she actually brought me in for a 10-day launch and we did 2 million. And then Carl Allen at the very top, I want, for any of you big thinkers and achievers, did 25 million in about a few years with the systems. He had no websites, no funnels, none of the email list either. So it was like brand new. He made multiple millions each year. It kept growing. And then he did a relaunch and did 4 million in like 3 hours. So it's not that it all happens overnight, but when you stick with something and you say, I know I have something of value, I know that people need to hear about this. I just need to get in front of the right people. And that's true, but you need the right systems in order to do that. I think that, Ani is one that is very relatable to a lot of people where we brought in about 1,000 new email subscribers. There was one funnel with one offer and it was a 100K launch. So the thing is that when we can 10x your results when the systems are there. We can up the conversion. Sometimes people tell me like, oh, I'm just going to try it myself. I'm like, good luck. I mean, I did that for years and that's why it took me so many years. So it's like, again, the IKEA thing, which way do you want to go? So I'd love to ask you, who believes that they could get 5 new sales each month? Let's say you had 20 new leads. Do you think you could close 5 of them or 50 new leads, let alone 1,000? So put a number 5 in the comments if you're like, you know what? My business can take 5 new sales every month, And so I'd love to hear in the comments who is ready for that. What about this? What would it feel like to wake up and every single day you've got new subscribers coming into your email list with these kinds of funnel systems? Because here's the truth. Funnels convert like crazy when they're done right, which is why leading with value, permission-based marketing, attraction-based marketing can make you lots of money. The money is just a byproduct of the value that you're providing to the world. Okay. But here's the thing. Once again, you're not going to make the money without the strategy. So let's talk about the strategy now. Everybody ready? So let's type the number 4 in the comments as I take you through the 4-step 7-figure club systems to scale method. Okay. So this is where you definitely we're just going to be going through this in about the next 10 minutes. And then I'm going to take your questions. I'm going to answer anything. If there's parts of this, kind of circle it where you want some feedback. I'm going to be there for it. Okay. And there is also a chat box at that time that we're going to have as a pop-up. So I will give you access if there's any issues with any of the chats and you're not getting chat support, you can send a direct email and I'm going to start to answer questions on the spot. So be ready for that. But let's break this down, okay? Number 1 is attract. You need to know who do you want to attract, and you need to be very specific. It's a thing called ICA, if you've ever heard that, and that stands for Ideal Client Avatar or Ideal Customer. Okay. And that's someone with a problem your offer is designed to solve. Okay. So a lot of times if you're like a solopreneur or you offer consulting or courses, it's sometimes like you a year ago, you 5 years ago, like someone like you, but where were you 5 years ago? What do you wish that you had known, right? That's typically who your ideal customer is going to be. But if you sell a product or you have a local storefront, it might be a little different. So that's where we have to dive into that. Okay. The second part, though, is this also needs to be somebody able to make an investment. If you follow people like Alex Ramosi or Sabri Sibi or Christo, those are some of my some nice, they're more famous top marketers, but they're always saying, why are you selling to poor people? Poor people don't have the money to invest. They're just looking for freebie. That's not who we're talking to. So you do have to get extremely clear on not just the thing you're doing, but who do you want to serve? Because they're all out there. And of course, there's more people with less money, but you can, dial it in to attract the people who have the cash flow. Okay. And so you can sell it to anybody, as I just mentioned, but in order to make the money, you need to pick one and you need to dial it in. And the cool thing is about magnetism, when we talk about magnetic or attraction based marketing, is sometimes people forget that, magnets also detract. Like, do you remember as a kid doing the magnet thing where you're like using a magnet and they're teaching you in science how it picks up things? But remember when you put a magnet with like another magnet that's just that opposite vibe, it doesn't even touch it. It doesn't want to touch. It's just like, ew. Okay. And some people are going to be like, ew with you. And that's okay. We're just going to focus on your ideal customers. And it's a lot more fun that way. Who wants to convince? No convincing. Ew. Okay. Now, if your funnel, though, and your branding is lacking clarity, oftentimes, again, it's because your brand and messaging don't have a focus. You're trying to hit too many things, trying to say too many things. It's really important to dial that in. Because then what happens is when like your Facebook header and your Instagram posts and your videos and your website and these funnels, if they're just talking so clearly to the right person, they're just magnetized to it. So you don't want to skip that. All right. So number 2, put a number 2 in the comments. We're zooming and going through this. What does your visual branding, messaging, and photos say about you? Do they grab immediate attention in a good way, hopefully, right? I want you to type 2, 2, 2, hold it up. Just be like 2, just like you need to remember this. 2 seconds to grab a stranger's attention. And that's even in person. It's down to 1 second because of just like how our brains have changed since social media. So whether you're meeting them in person or it's online, you only get like between 1 to 2 seconds to see if they're like, I'd like to follow or I'd like to scroll. It's not even enough time for them to click a button or even to opt into your list, but it's a vibe. And that's why visual branding is imperative. People that say that it's not are denying the facts. Like truly, you're lying to yourself. So I want to talk to people who want truth. So to me, I want the truth so that I can fix something. Like I don't need to take that personal. So there's things that through time I've had to upgrade what I look like. I've had to upgrade the clothes I wear, the car I drive, and it's not about being perceived by people. And at times it is. And I'm not saying to buy all these things to have a false perception. And different people's brands, it's not that it's even always luxury. It can just be fun, but the consistency still needs to be there. I'd love to hear in the comments, think about a brand that you think is cool. And it doesn't have to be even somewhere you shop. Like we all think of Target, think of what you think of Chanel, think of Gucci, think of Walmart, think of McDonald's. All these different vibes and images come in our brain because we know who those brands are. If you think it's Tiana and the 7-figure club, I want you to think luxury branding, 7-figure funnels. And I want you to think go-to expert. That's who you go to when you want to get it done right. But what do people think when they say your name or your company name? And you need to know what that is. And the cool thing is you can always recreate it. Today is a new day. So again, I'm here to bring you hope, but also to bring us truth. Okay. And just so 2 seconds is not long enough for anyone to read anything. And that's why visuals are so important, not just photos and videos, but also graphics. Okay. And that's why even me, anytime I'm doing a presentation, I actually do take the time to put all the graphics. I get on a lot of different streams and people say, oh, it's just not that important. But like, it is that important to me. And I like to work with other people who it's important to them as well. In fact, I even have like a before after one of my clients. She was doing a great job of posting daily videos, which is fantastic. But when you mix daily videos with graphics, you see the difference just visually. If somebody comes to your Instagram and it's all just that, it's like compared to the right, it's such a difference. One is almost like this, this feels good. It's like Pinterest. It's cool. It's vibey. So what does your website, your Facebook, your Instagram, your LinkedIn say about you and your brand? Again, remember, they don't know you. What if they never watch a video? They don't read the post, just the header. Let us know in the comments. Be real with it. I do offer audits. They're paid audits. And obviously, when I work with clients one-to-one or they join the 7-figure club, you can always post links. We will review things for you. That's part of being in a community. But I'm giving you the real life examples of how this is affecting your business and your bottom line. It is the difference of going into a thrift store, then you're going to expect thrift store prices. If you want to charge high ticket, it better look like high ticket. All right. So Jen, same thing. We rebranded her and she had 104 new subscribers in about 30 days and had a 5-figure sale. So again, these things don't need to take forever. Let's say you invested $5,000 today, but then you had $10,000 in a month. What other investment could you ever make and get that ROI? If you invest in property and in real estate, you're looking at maybe a 5% investment if it goes according to plan, meaning you invest 100,000, you make 5,000 on that annually. In your own business, you really could invest $5,000 today and make $10,000 next week. That's crazy. Cool. Crazy cool, right? So number 3, let's put 3 in the comments, is grow. We want to grow your audience, and that means that we need to promote your funnel in the right way so that we get people off social media from like followers and just kind of looking at you to taking action and saying, okay, what are they offering here? So a couple things to not do, because we are basing this in permission-based marketing, is not to just like message people without consent. And that doesn't mean you can't DM someone and say, hey, I'm so glad to be connected. But it's about like, you don't send like this huge long paragraph and then give a link without permission, right? Then the other thing a funnel needs, though, is a steady stream of new people to increase engagement to grow your list. And you can do this through 2 different ways. You can do it by posting a lot more on social media organically, because that does always boost your audience, or you can run ads. I like to do both because I'm all about it. You know, I read some books by Gary Vaynerchuk and Grant Cardone years ago, and I'm not saying I'm like huge fans of them as like people. I don't know them as people, but I believe that we can learn from people that are more successful than us. And, you know, I tried the method of posting 10 times a day back in the 10X days, as well as Gary Vee, about daily videos. I will tell you, it blew up my biz. And part of my IP system now, my 3-10-10-3, teaches my clients how to post instead of like 10 times a day, a couple times, and what kinds of posts to get sold out. And so it's like, okay, you could work a full-time job for somebody else, or you could spend a few hours a day in your own business and make like unlimited cash. So the choice is yours. Either way, you're going to need to do something. So the funnel and list has the ability to grow quickly with minimal effort on your part. And this is how, though. It's through magnetic content creation when you're dialed into that ICA. Okay. So when you're doing these posts on social media and such, you want to make sure, again, it's dialed into whatever free thing you're giving needs to tie to the paid thing. And so when everything is fully aligned from your mission, your morals, your values, to your offerings, to your ICA, it is incredible. It's like a vibe thing. It is a law of attraction thing. It really is. We're not like just visualizing it. There's action, but you're in a high flying free space and it attracts the right people. It is amazing. It happens over and over and over again to me, to my clients. It's really cool. Okay. Like Sonia, and she's actually a magnetic money coach. And again, but it was hard for her because she was stuck at a certain level and she was selling about money. So we had to get her online vibes and brand to match that, dial all the offers in, and boom, in about 30 days, again, she had a 5-figure month. She then went, I think within 8 to 12 weeks, she was at 20K months. It's so cool. It's worked across all these different people for all these years. It's very exciting. So number 4, our final one, and then we're going to take some Q&A, is convert. Give value first, sell second. Okay. So only 1 out of every 5 or 6 posts should be even a CTA, which stands for call to action. The goal is new email subscribers and new customers. Okay. Now here are the 3 CTAs. I would screenshot this if you're not aware of this. So if you're posting one time a day, just once a day, that means you're going to have to post for 6 days to do one of these. And it's any CTA counts as an ask. So a call to action is an ask. Okay. So sign up on your list is an ask. Apply is an ask, and buy is an ask. Okay. So why I teach to post daily more is because if you're posting 3 times a day, that means every other day you can do a CTA. But if you're only posting once a day, you really shouldn't be doing any kind of CTA for 6 more days. So once a week. So every other day or once a week. You have to build trust with your audience. So posting more actually does build that trust. Okay. Now, your funnel though, that's where that moolah really comes from. I'm like moolah. I love when I'm live and I just say words because even when you're doing posts and maybe you got inconsistent on your post, if you are running ads, so paid ads to a funnel that's converting, that's where you can get into 1,000 new leads overnight. I've actually had 3,000 leads overnight. I got my conversion rate to $1.12. So I only paid like $1,000 for that. And then I like the next month, I had a huge month from all those leads that started following me. So I'm telling you, you want both. So yes, you can do organic. Yes, you can just be like, I'm just a human here. Yeah. Or you could just throw out excuses and you could be like, this is my business. I take it serious and I'm going to get streamlined with it. And by the way, I have systems that you can do this in like 30 minutes a day. So what can you sell or what do you sell? So if you're just thinking about it or if you already do it, I'd love to know in the comments. You might say all of it. I sell all of it. But I've been doing it a very long time. If I was working with somebody who was just starting, I'd say 1-to-1 and let's also do a group thing. Let's do a hybrid so we can do 1-to-many and scale your business as well as 1-to-1. I love selling products. When you get a product that kills, it's amazing, but it takes a lot of overhead to promote that product. So you can sell all these things with the system that I'm teaching. You also can sell real estate things or investing. Funnels and your online presence and your brand helps you just connect with other people in high levels. I get calls. I can have an in with anybody, investors, even record labels. I've had large companies like Warner Brothers and Sony, Berklee College of Music, where I had my undergrad from, calling me because of my online presence. Like, your stuff looks so good. We need your help. And so you just don't know the open doors outside of your 1-to-1 stuff. In fact, actually just I have a new Go High Level endorsement deal. And that's my favorite company. It's the top company in the whole world for websites and CRMs right now. And it's been growing and growing and growing. It's kind of becoming the go-to giant. And they saw my stuff, reached out to me, and now, they are behind my business. And so for any of you also looking at this, like, do you want to work with amateurs? Do you want to do it yourself? So in a funnel, again, you can do the 3 calls to action, grow your email list. You can get an application funnel or you can just sell something. And there's all kinds of things you can sell, but for every single piece, you need a funnel for each of those pieces. Okay. So in order to then make money with your funnel, you need to have traffic that goes to it. So the most effective sales mechanisms on the planet are email and live video. Those things convert the fastest to this day. Okay. And so when I build systems, I include both in any funnel that I do. You'll see it on my webinar sales pages. You'll see it on a free offer. I give them a free video because what you want is that essence of you. Photos and PDFs can only do so much, but when you actually take the time to do a video, so put video in the comments if you're like, yes, video, I need to get on video more. I need to get comfortable. This is essential. Okay. I wanted to share with you before we take questions and I give you an opportunity to join the 7-figure club, a couple of my highest success stories. I breezed over them at the beginning, but I want you to understand what this really took so that you can have some hope and insight and hopefully excitement for your own business. So Kathy Heller came to me. She sells songwriting courses. So when people say, oh, what niche is this in? Oh, this is for you if you're a therapist, a coach, a course creator, you sell B2B, you sell B2C. Actually, one of my greatest success stories is a silversmith artist. It really doesn't matter. Fitness professionals, gyms, I've worked with everybody. I've been doing this so long. Certain systems work across the board, and I'm really grateful and blessed that I have created one with a lot of success. So she came to me and she was selling 1-to-1 songwriting classes in Los Angeles. And she was essentially, people would reach out to her. They wanted to learn how she was able to get her songs placed in TV, film, and everybody wanted to know. But she had no online presence and she was limited to just Los Angeles area and people who knew who she was, which was just word of mouth. I said, Kathy, we were in a Berklee College of Music networking group. I reached out and I said, hey, I saw your post, but have you thought about selling this online? Because there's songwriters around the whole world that you could help. And she's like, no, I had no idea. Show me how to do this. So in 90 days, and I want you to know she was married. She already had 2 kids and she was pregnant with her 3rd. So she had a hot deadline that she wanted to launch and have success with this, get this new thing started before her 3rd child. Just no excuses. And so she hired me all in. She did the 1-to-1 path. So the opportunities today, by the way, I have got a group coaching path for a percentage, like 10% less than where my one-to-one starts. So it's either time or money. And we put our systems in place. And within 90 days, we had grown our email list. We did run some ads, but I think we only spent maybe 1,000 on ads. And she had 180,000 cash close launch that kept growing for the next few years, brought me back in for funnels and sales strategies and trained the whole team on sales and the DMs and Facebook groups, and did 2 million in 10 days. So really exciting. And because of that, here's the thing that people don't always realize. When you grow that big, she got podcast deals and she got book deals. And I think still her podcast to this day was one of the top. At one point, it was second only to Oprah. So it's not just the fact that you've got this offer. You don't know what opportunities come when you put yourself out there and you're open. So really cool. And then Carl Allen, such an amazing successor. He's is traveling between Australia, England, and America. And he sold one-to-one. He would train people on, he was really good at buying businesses without cash up front. And same as Kathy, and probably a lot of you, if you're an expert in your field, people are like, how did you do that? And so he was telling people one-to-one or sitting down with a consulting session, and same thing, no website, no list, no funnels. So he wrote me an email that literally, I quoted it here, Tiana Strategies and Funnels helped my company gross 25 million in 3 years. And then we did 4 million in 2 hours this year. So as time compounds and your audience grows, and now he's like the go-to in the B2B space, and he sells courses and masterminds. And it's really cool because he's still just traveling and living his best life. He's probably still just working part-time at this. And same with Kathy. She had multiple different things, writing the book, taking care of her kids. They moved to Florida. Like your life, it's not even about working more. It's about letting a system, this online global audience that we all have access to, but you need the systems in place. And the piece that just most people, where I see them mess up, is they don't invest up front. They act like they're just going to do it themselves, or like, oh, $5,000, $10,000 is too much. Yeah, you just said you wanted to make 100 to 250K. What kind of problem are you trying to solve with $100? You're not going to solve a $100,000 problem with $1,000. You typically are going to need about a 10 to 20% of the problem you want to solve. You can write that down. So if you want to solve a $100,000 problem, be ready to invest $10,000. And you are going to have to invest before you make the money. You want to solve $1 million problem, you're going to probably invest 100 to 250K. So depending on where you're at is the level of investment. And depending on where you're at, are you more willing to invest your time or your money? You're going to need both, but if you invest more money, you can have more time. That is how it works. Rich people or wealthy people throw money at their problems, and poorer people throw time thinking, I'll just do it all myself. And listen, there are seasons where we have to do that. But I want to remind you that there are systems you can buy into to do it faster. And this is my system, the 7-Figure Club Systems to Scale method. And this is more than just a course. This is a framework. This is not theory. It's all been tested. And I have a really amazing brand new, if you've even been watching me, there's something brand new today. And I'm offering an early bird pricing of it just today for those of you who are live. Okay. And so I want you to get your questions ready. I'm going to come and answer all these questions, any of the form that's been going up. And I have some list of questions that are already coming in. And so I'm going to get to those in just 1 minute. I just want to give you a vision real quick for your life. I want you to think about your timeline when we were at those slides. And I want you to think about, it's March. Where do you want to be by June? Where do you want to be by September? And where are you committed to being by the end of this year? It's December 31st. How much did you make? Look at your bank account. I want you to think about it. So here's the big question. How can you apply this framework to your own business and tap into the power of funnels, branding, and messaging to increase sales? Okay, so back to IKEA. You can waste tons of time and effort trying to figure out everything by yourself, or you can fast track your results with my step-by-step program. It's the Automate to Dominate system within the 7-Figure Club. Okay. So what we're launching now is a brand new up-leveled version of this. Okay. This is all about stop guessing, start scaling, and build a business that consistently brings in 30K to 100K months. This is for people who are just committed to their next level. It's everything from the strategy, the funnels, the coaching, the community, the courses, and the bonuses. So I'm going to give you a quick bird's eye view of everything that you're going to learn inside of it. And then again, I'm getting to questions. So your business and your offers. your luxury branding, making sure that those 2 seconds matter and people want to follow you. Your list and email marketing systems. How do you get people off social media into that funnel? Okay. And making sure that your funnel's converting them every step of the way. You get to get it audited and you get to get my top funnels within minutes of joining. It's amazing. And then whether it's your website, your funnels, if you want to create your own little link tree links, whatever it is, we want it all to be concise and actually working for you to convert leads and leads into sales. Say sales. Now, here's the thing I'm offering for those who sign up within the next 15 minutes of me doing the Q&A. And I'll go over that if we need to, as far as me doing some live coaching. But in the next 15 minutes, and I'm setting the clock right now, because I try to keep things on a timeline. Okay, so 15 minutes is on the clock right now. If you join in the next 15 minutes from the link I'm going to give you, you're also going to get a brand new live training I'm going to be doing for the new people that's separate than the normal about marketing and launching your new funnel. There's already recording in there, but that's something that is really important to me, is making sure that what you have is a success. The other thing you're going to get is free 14 days before anything is even charged into my top software that I recommend, Go High Level. Now, if you already have Go High Level or some other thing, that's fine. You can still have all my templates, but when you join today as part of the Go High Level, you actually get 24-hour Zoom support into Go High Level. Isn't that amazing? The other bonus that I'm offering just for the next 15 minutes that's not normally in the 7-Figure Club is a specialized, incredible 30-day blow up your biz bootcamp. And this is a very all-encompassing. It has to do with video. It has to do with your email marketing. And it is proven over and over. Like if you were like, you know what, I'm over this, I got to just do what it takes. And even if you were still working a full-time job, you could make time at night or in the morning to follow this 30-day method. This is my fastest path, especially when we put it together with my sold out method. Okay. So there's a combo. I've got a social media one, and this one then integrates landing pages and YouTube. If you like YouTube, and even if you don't use YouTube, you can use the video on just normal social media, the other social media. The other thing you're going to get is everybody's going to get a hard copy, if you join in the next 15 minutes, of a custom Freedom Planner system mailed to your home, which includes my 100K and 100-day roadmap plus my Freedom Planner system. So the point is that what I really want to help you with is to get moving forward. My high ticket sales team, who's done over 150 million in sales, is going to also offer a bonus where they're going to train you on high ticket sales. So we're going to do that in probably next month in April for those who join today, and you will get access to that. That's a private training only, and they're going to guide you through how do you confidently sell, handle objections, close premium clients with ease. Okay. And all of this is including your 7-Figure Club community. So you're not just going to get the one 7-Figure Club, you're going to get these bonus modules and sections and VIP small group training to really get you going. This is not, this is live, this is living, it's mobile friendly, and it's beautiful. And as I mentioned at the beginning, you're going to get those other 2 bonuses, which I've compiled them all. It's not about more information. They all stack together. So one is social media, one is how are you selling, and then how do you grow that long-term for your email list and everything. Okay. So all this normally, if I did it one-to-one for you, or even in a group setting, it costs over $80,000. And people in my same fields charge 50 to 100,000 for all these pieces, and they don't even give them their funnel templates. They don't give you the one-to-one and one-to-many training. And so for today, what I'm offering is an early bird special before the price goes to $10,000 a year or $1,000 a month. We're getting started today when you join for only $5,000 pay in full for an entire year of support, or $500 a month. It's marked at $497. So I'm trying to reach those people who, it's still an investment price point, but if you're serious about $10,000 a month, even if you started on the payment plan, like even if you paid in full and you made 100K this year, you just profited $95,000. Even if you just made 50,000 this year and you didn't quite hit the goals, let alone those of you really reaching for 250K, 500K, 1 million. It's a no-brainer at that point. If 1 million is your goal, as you make more money, it definitely makes more sense to invest in ad strategy and, working with me one-to-one. But this is the next best thing. Okay. So the question really is not if you'll make your money back, it's how many times over you'll be able to do it. So besides Kathy Heller, we've got screenshot after screenshot of people making their first $2,000, their first $5,000, their first $10,000, people tripling their income in 30 days. Candace hadn't even sold anything. And she's from Zimbabwe, Africa. She's from Australia. She's on the East Coast. These are people all around the globe too. Because again, you're tapping into a global audience. So the thing is, if you do the work, then I'll let you stay in the 7-figure club till you've gotten your ROI. Okay. So that's the guarantee. There are no refunds because you get full access to 7-figure funnels within minutes of joining. But what I do offer is that if you do the work and you show me the work before the next payment would come out for the year after you've paid the annual rate, you can stay in till you've made your ROI. So I'm trying to help mitigate the risk a little, but this really is for serious people. I don't want you joining a program and you not making $5,000 in the year. What we really want is to help you get your ROI month one. Like that's always my goal. When I join programs, I'm like, I'm going to double this in the first month. That's always been my goal. And you know what? I've actually always hit it. Whether I invested 12,000 or 8,000 or above, I've always doubled my investment in less than 30 days. So I have a clear-cut path to help you do that. So here's how you can join. Go to getsoldoutlive.com/sales right now. And that's where you can go. You click on the join now button. So that's getsoldoutlive.com/sales. If you're watching this from the watch page right now, just click on join now. It'll take you to this next page, which is the sales page. We have a second page, which is the checkout page, which just gives you some more stats and facts. A full list breakdown of everything that is actually included in this program are on both pages so that you have true clarity about what you're getting. Okay. And so you can either choose annual $5,000 and just pay in full right now, or you can do monthly $497. If you have any questions, what's really cool is they're here right now and they're available today. They opened up their schedules, my full-time amazing 7-figure club sales team. And they're not just sales, they are actually their own consultants. They have this amazing, they're going to answer questions about the program and just make sure it is a good fit for you. Okay. So we are also offering complimentary calls, but just be truly serious. You already know the price. Let's not tire kick. We're not going to waste time. Like respect me and I'm going to respect you. I'll always respect you, but like, I'm really into like, let's just be real about all this. Okay. So you can click on the page. That's a nice page. See? Branding. Okay. So 15 minutes again is already on the clock. We're about down to 10 and I'm going to answer some questions now. I'm going to screen share and I'm going to, I'm going to answer questions. If you need me to screen share as I'm answering questions, I am actually happy to do that. And in the meantime, if you have questions and you want to book that call, make sure you get the early bird pricing and save 50% really. This is just for the first 25 also. So this has gone out to thousands and thousands of people. So if you want to once we hit 25, we're actually upping the price. It will change on the page to 10,000, just so you know. So this is an opportunity where you're like, you know what, I'm ready to jump in. Let's do this thing. Okay. So a separate bonus before I answer these questions is if you do sign up while on the call, every single person who pays in full, this is pay in full only, will get a one-to-one strategy call with me, which is $2,500 on its own. So you'll get that where we will actually map out your 100K or your $1 million year, wherever you're at in your business right now. Okay. So there's your link. Now let me open up. I'm going to go to my other window and I'm going to open up my, FAQs and see what's coming. Let me get in touch with my assistant and see what's coming in. Okay, so a question that I'm seeing is, let me see where it's at. What exactly is the 7-figure club? Okay, the 7-figure club is a high-level mastermind and it's an implementation environment for entrepreneurs. Okay, another question. Is this a course? No, this is not a course. This is where you install systems and strategy and structure. We have high level coaching and training. It's awesome. And also, just so you guys know, if you have questions about the 7-figure club, fantastic. But also, if you just have questions about the training today, about funnels, about what exactly is a funnel, which I hope that you get that by this point. But if not, I'm totally I'll answer it. If you are like, what's a lead funnel? What's that? So I'm just setting the timer. We are down to about 7 minutes. I can go a few minutes longer. But just any questions you have. So it's not just about the seven figure club. Okay, so let me grab one about strategy. Okay, so if I'm just getting started in business and I'm not to 10K months, what's the best funnel for me? Okay, so the best funnel for you, if you're just getting started, and that's great if you're already making cash with that, there's really two. So if you're selling high ticket, we always want to have a sales qualification funnel because that's going to help you qualify new leads and sales. And sales qualification funnels are amazing because they're good for everybody, right? Like I have a new client who is has a painting business and a general contracting, so GC, and but she wants to make sure that when she goes out to give quotes that they're actually qualified. So rather than doing the whole like needy energy, like a lot of people, it's like, oh, I'll just take that. She doesn't want to do that. She wants to make sure they're qualified. So we're putting that sales qualification funnel in. For any coaches or consultants, same thing. Like you don't want to be getting on a call or your sales team on a call or even DMing people who aren't serious. So we're always going to run people to a sales qualification funnel. But the other funnel that everybody needs to always in place is that free offer funnel. And that's the one where, we have a freebie that we're giving away. You guys can see one of mine. I can put it in, I'll have it in the follow-up sequence. I'll probably do some follow-up emails for these continued questions, but where you can go download a free marketing checklist, right? And so that's where you're taking people off social media. The number one funnel that anybody needs is you want to get people off social media onto your own email list because you control that. And then the second one is a sales qualification funnel. And the third one is that if you don't have a high ticket thing to sell, well, you just need a direct sales funnel. And again, all these have different steps. It could be a checkout page, but you still need onboarding. If you're shipping something, okay, then that funnel needs to include their shipping, any returns. So every single thing you ever sell, whether it's a service or a course or a product, needs a funnel. Just say it with me. Everybody needs a funnel and multiple funnels. Okay. So I'm just getting alerts that, we're running out of time on these calls. So please, if you want to, you can click on this link as mentioned, getsoldoutlive.com/sales, or right here on the watch page, you can actually click on the button and book a call. So we can do that. All right. So here's another question. This one's about the mastermind. How long do I have access? Well, this is an annual mastermind because let's be real, like nobody's getting rich overnight. As you've seen, I'm obviously going to share stories where people have done it in, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 90 days. That's still a really significant amount of time. Many of my clients came to me and they had tried doing it on their own, taking other people's courses, and they had only made 2 sales at $47 each. And when they worked with me in like 8 weeks, like Daniel's on my website and he's a preacher in Indiana and he had a really good business. He started making multiple 6 figures working from home part-time from his pastoral job. And he realized that this was a service he could teach other people very easily. It's IT fixing phones out of his garage. And he's like, man, people are asking me, how do I make extra money? So I was like, yeah, we need to redo this. We need to remarket it, rebrand you. And we did that. And he signed up with the one-to-one path. And he made like 8K in a few weeks after launch. And he literally had only made like $150 in the previous year. So with access, it's an annual mastermind, so you can sign up and pay monthly, or you can sign up for the year. But it's really saying, look, I'm going to commit to my business, to myself to make this happen. And I'm going to go all in. This is that process. Okay. Somebody said, I'm just a beginner. Is it okay? I haven't hit 10K. I'm only at like 2,000. Yeah. Because as you heard me, the month that I jumped from like 5,000 to 17,000, it was a lot of like build up before that, so the beginner, it is if you already know what you want to sell and you're committed to your business. But it's not for you if you are just all over the place, you don't know what you want to offer. I would suggest more of like, taking my marketing checklist training and things like that. But if you have questions and you're just like, well, I want to be ready and I want to put something together, I will say I've helped many people do that. Like even, Daniel, who I just talked about, even all the millionaire wins, they did not have a clear offer. But what they did have was a skill and experience. So yeah, sometimes we still have to put together your offer, So in the program, you're going to do it one to many. So I guide you through that process. We have group coaching, training, things like that. But if you, it's more like, where is your heart? Where are you at financially? And are you ready to go all in? Okay. And so how is this different from other programs or masterminds? Here's the main difference. Most people just give you information and random outdated stuff. I literally give you my exact 7-figure club. Not it's even 7-figure club, it's my personal lead offers, the ones that have super high conversion rates, higher than anybody I've ever met. I've actually got some of my conversions up to 60 to 67% of cold traffic and $1.12 conversion. I give you that exact funnel. And I teach you how to edit it for yourself. And we audit things when you're in this program. There's tech training with our Go High Level software that we use. You get 24/7 Zoom support. There's offer creation. There's high ticket sales. It's an all-in-one. You don't need to go anywhere else. Obviously, if you already have done things, but I would recommend, at least for 90 days, is just to hone in and be like, okay, I'm not going to even look at other things. Let's just go all in. Let's follow this new method. Like, oh, there's the 15-minute timer. All right, guys, this is the last chance to come on here. And if you have any other specific questions, what you can do is you can also email me. Okay. So I'm going to give you my team's email. So it's support@tianasmithcoaching.com. support@tianasmithcoaching.com. But really the best thing you can do for yourself if you're on the fence is to go to getsoldoutlive.com/sales. And I would click on, if you exit out of that, okay, well, if you're on the watch page, just book a call then. Let's talk to the team. And it's not about pressure. We really don't want people in that aren't a good fit, the same way you don't want to be in if it's not a good fit. This is, again, energy for energy, magnetism, right? Like, it's not about a sale, it's about alignment, because we make our money. So we want to help you and make sure that this is an investment that you're going to get your ROI, right? And really, my goal, you invest 5K, let's help you make 10K in 30 days. Have a big goal. Or if it feels overwhelming, 8 weeks. So get the stuff implemented in the first 30 days and go all in on sales for month 2. That's what I would say is just realistic goal for anybody. Because this is not that much of an investment. You know, when you think about events that people fly to all over and then they leave without a plan, it's like a pet peeve of mine. I'm like, you guys should just be investing in your systems first. If you're going to events and you don't have a brand, you don't have funnels, you don't have the high level things, do whatever you want, but like, don't you want the system first, the freedom system? So that's what we're offering. And the other part is, for any of you watching this, you're like, this is great, but I don't want to do it myself. Okay, awesome. You need to get on a call. So I do have done for you services where we build everything and you still get access to this whole program as your bonus. All my one-to-one clients get into the 7-figure club by default, because I want you to not only have the time with me one-to-one, but also for your life long-term. And I also do offer one extra ticket when you buy a one-to-one spot, you get a team member. So if it's a VA, if it's a spouse, if it's a business partner, so you get 2 seats when you buy in at our one-to-one level. And for this, if any of you are married and things like that, sure, but not outside of marriage. Okay. Because even team and things like this is my intellectual property. So, but we can talk to you about extra spots and things like that at a return client or a team member. So if you're like, I really want to do this, but my VA needs to do it. Okay. We'll figure something out. So I'd say purchase it and then let's have a conversation. So I'm so grateful for all your time today. You guys have stayed till the very end. You're obviously go-getters. I'm so happy you're here. So again, the email support@tianasmithcoaching.com, but really I just say, go sign up and we can take your questions. Even if you put yourself on the payment plan or you pay in full, you still have the opportunity to upgrade. We will apply. Let's say that you bought the 5K and you're just like, I really just want to get it done. We will actually apply the 5K towards, a 25K or a 50K package if you decided to upgrade to a one-to-one package. So you're not going to be out anything. We're here for you. I hope you have an amazing day. Thank you again for your time, and we'll see you soon.